Hey guys, welcome back to Kumasao. We're taking a look at Iron Factory's EX-40 one-man army. It's called Mini One-Man Army, actually. So, obviously this is Cliff Jumper. This is one of the coolest Iron Factory figures that I've gotten to date. I literally have them all, not even had. But it's just a really creative take on Cliff Jumper. I really love Mini Coopers, big fan of the Italian Job, things like that. Yeah, this one really hits a chord with me. And Iron Factory in general has just a really good standard of build, articulation, etc., etc. But there's a figure. What comes in the box? And we'll go over this in the review, of course, but we've got the box, we've got a blaster, we've got a bazooka that actually has two more blasters on the side, and of course the instructions. So, taking a look at Mini One-Man Army here, Mr. Jumper. He is shorter than average. They're on average about 4 inches tall. He's actually just under 3. He's like 2.99999 inches. So I'm going to say 3 inches tall. Alright, and we'll get some comparisons at the end. Have him stand by a couple of other Iron Factory figures. There's the roundabout. And just taking a look at the back. Outside of the hood, not a lot of like alt mode kibble or anything like that. We'll actually zoom in a little bit more here because the detailing's really good. They do really good jobs with their face sculpts and everything like that. So, cool stuff. Now, articulation wise, pretty standard for Iron Factory figures. So, the head, it actually can look up quite a bit because these do have necks. It doesn't look like it, but they do. It can actually look down. Well, make sure the feet are in place. So again, up, down, alright? And then it's just a 360 swivel. Alright, not going to do it all. It's a little bit tight. I'm sure it'll be fine after I work through it, but for the sake of review and speed, not going to. So you saw the head tilt side to side. Shoulders, they actually have hinges that move them up and down the whole thing. Alright, and as long as his head's straight, oops. Popped it off of the ball joint there. It can get a pretty good outward parallel, even with both arms out, alright? So not quite the T-pose, but pretty close considering those big shoulder pads and things like that. It's really not bad. So, 360, alright? No butterfly, but it does have some in and out. I feel like I'm a little bit out of focus here. Some in and out, just from being on the ball joint. And then, refocus here. 360 bicep swivel. Alright, elbow joint, 9 degrees. No wrist swivel or anything like that. Wrist can move in and out, just because of the transformation. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Alright, waist, 360. Outward. Forward, backward, and in case you're blind, I don't know why you're watching this review in the first place, but talking about the hip here. Get some thigh swivel there. Alright, let's take a look at the knees. Alright, so that's the extent of the knee. I feel like, there we go. I was like, what the hell? I knew I had moved it further, but bending that over, even for the transformation, it has to go further than that. It's like a straight just below 90. And I gave it a 360 there just to make sure. Alright, nothing more with the leg itself, but the feet. Alright, so you got some back, no forward, and then the ankle tilt. Tons of in, not really any outward, but there we go. Now let's put that blaster in his hand. And the joints on this, really good, solid feeling. Alright, so we'll bend that. Do that. There we go. Just gotta figure out how we're doing it. Tilt that head up. Alright. Get the camera above. I feel like he's not looking at what he's shooting. That's a peeve of mine. That's something that would definitely make me completely retake a picture, so I'm not going to leave that like that. And there we go. A little bit more up. Okay, and there we go. Alright, he's blasting the camera. I don't know if that T-Fan guy still posts on TFW or whatever, but that was his thing. His thing was blasting the camera, man. I remember when I first started collecting years and years ago, he was somebody who'd always be in their cool stuff threads. Alright, so weapon storage, alright. Just fold it, and then there's a tab right there. And then, on the back side, there are 2 female pegs, and it's kind of, if you have kind of bigger fingers like myself, a little bit hard to get to in there, but we're gonna make it work. Alright, so we got it pegged, and then we just put that back over, okay? And even though the joint's nice and firm, in play, the hips give me a little bit more play than I'd like. They hold steady just fine, but like while you're moving the figure and stuff, because the rest of them's so firm, the hips kind of give a little bit while you're posing the figure. So if you didn't see, there's that. This can peg into his back for storage. Okay, and you rotate it upwards, downwards, whatever you want to do. But for him to hold the weapon, you gotta do this guy. And peg it in. Oh crap, I got him holding it backwards. What the hell? I was really about to run with that, too. Okay. There's a bazooka. And then again, he has these 2 on the side here. About to say, maybe I'll just unpeg one. This other side seems to be a bit seized, but just work it until it comes out. Boom, boom, get that out of the way. There's one. There's the other. Those shoulders up a little bit more. Actually get the camera beneath them. Alright, and there we go. Dual wielding. Let's get this guy transformed, take a look at the all mode. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and get this transformed. This is actually my first time doing it by the instructions. I've actually done it a couple of times, just not even looking at them or whatever, but I want to give you guys the flow through the method that they say to do it. So it's really quick. Should be really easy looking at the instructions, but already got the weapon separated. That's step 1 in the instructions, but we're going to first flip the head around. Alright, and then turn it at the waist. Let me get this in focus. Alright, all I did was turn the head around, Then flip it around at the waist. So these are actually the front of the feet and the legs and everything like that. Just the waist, and that's it. So from there, we take this part. It's a double hinge, and it just moves down. Back on the front side here, we're taking this. This is another double hinge. Take it all the way around. All the way around, alright? And it has 2 pegs on the bottom of it. No, actually this doesn't have these 2 pegs here for no reason. I forgot about that. So that's just there, and it just fits and fits fine, alright? But this actually pegs into place, the hood, alright? So back to the front, swinging an arm up, making sure that forearm's facing frontwards like that. We take that, put it in. Well, partially. They have it at like a 45-degree angle. Make sure we're focused here. And from there, swinging that down, but the door stays out. And then, as us bring this in. Okay. So this goes up, and if you bring the shoulder up a little bit, you'll see where it starts to fit in there, and then this just kind of tucks underneath, and you'll see the hand go into a space underneath there, okay? So we got that, and of course before we close the hood, we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So up about 45 degrees, bend just the forearm back, elbow backwards, leave that out, bring the shoulder up, okay, so you can see it fit with the hood right there, and then the elbow, or the bicep, swing it around, alright, get that tucked under there, and bringing that door up. From there, we should be able to bring that back down. Now I'm not going to clip it in yet because already knowing the transformation, this needs to peg into here. So I'm leaving that a little bit up in place, but just not completely pegged in. Alright, so now it tells us we're going to work on the legs. And we're flipping these up. Flip. I don't know what just happened right there. But okay. That became unpegged, so I don't know if I'm going to have to take that off camera to get that repegged, but we'll see. Nope, it clipped back into place. So it says put these together first. Alright. We're just getting the legs back straight. I know legs go into themselves like so. Alright, we're kind of saying fuck the instructions right now because I don't know what the hell they're saying. If you're looking at them in hand, you know where I'm at, and it's kind of funky. So we're just flipping the wheels out or whatever. We brought that back up. The hips right around there, and then this just comes down. That's it. And you can take these doors and see the pegs right there. There's a peg right there. It just pegs on the inside. Pegs on the inside. And there. Sorry I had to abort mission on the instructions, but I don't know what the hell they were going on about right there. Alright, so the gun is still folded from when we had it in storage in bot mode. And what you do, you flip it so the long end is going to go in down here, and it fits into place with friction. Alright? And it holds just fine. Okay? So make sure, and then of course it does that. It's supposed to hold with friction just fine. So we're going to do that again. This time make sure to get it in there really tight. And there we go. Alright, so that was 5-something minutes, even with some confusion and having to abort mission. Once you get this going, it's like a 2-minute transformation. It's really simple. And here it is in the alt mode. Definitely my favorite Iron Factory alt mode. Maybe one of my favorite alt modes in Transformers, period. Big fan of Mini Cooper's Italian Job, one of my favorite movies of all time. Really have been in love with that particular vehicle since then. This is a newer model, or newer body style, at least, of the Mini Cooper. It's fantastic. And just as an alt mode, I mean, you've got rolling wheels here, you've got weapon storage, and you could take this big old bazooka, put it on the top, and they put that in a good area too, so that it's not too far over the front, not too far out of the back. It makes sense. But overall, it's just a good looking vehicle. And for being a Legends, especially, it's pretty clean. I mean, there are breaks where they should be, like the door and stuff like that. Hell, you could even say this break here is the front hood. There you go. But it's not just a panely mess. Of course, lined in the back for the legs. But, I mean, overall, squeeze that together a little bit more. To me, it just looks damn good. Damn good. Alright, and closing this out, we've got Mini One-Man Army Commander. I believe his name's Cygnus. This is either Blaze Dash or Bolt Runner. I think it's Blaze Dash. Yeah, so just to give you how, just a scenario of how he looks amongst other Iron Factory figures of different sizes and things like that. This one right here, he's more of the standard 4-inch size that most of them are. He's a bit larger, and this is the largest standalone figure, I believe, outside of their Scorponok. So yeah, but overall, really good figure. Not the most articulated figure that Iron Factory's had, but he's definitely up there in their mid to upper mid tier of articulation. Outside of wrist swivel, I think he pretty much has it all. Some of them have like ab crunch and, you know, some of those more advanced things and whatnot. This guy right here actually has that. So, I mean, it's what it is. You saw what it can do. You either like it or you don't. I personally like that, but at the same time, the alt mode alone won me over the second I saw what it was, and then the fact that it was a posable, solid toy won me over even further. So this is one of my favorite Iron Factory figures to date, and yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This has been another Kumastar review. Thank you guys for watching. Link to the full breakdown article and gallery will be in the description. Buy yours at TF Source. I'm out of here.